Hello, my name is J.H. Lee. This is a video blog, Purpose of Education number 3. Purpose of education should be carefully re-examined. Reason is, human history has too many failing experience. How many people, they have a misunderstanding. What is learning and why do we want to learning? Reason is, animal, they don't need to learn. They don't need education. Only human needs that. However, there's no way we can bring it out to human potential without learning. That is why we really need to learn and understand clearly what is the purpose of education. Misunderstanding number 1 is a myopic perspective of world, me, plus me and you, completely different. However, real human being is this: total independency, total dependence come together. In other words, I and you are not separated. Of course, that is the first layer of the ego. But once we really find who really I am, which is although there's great religion, great philosophy teach us, there's you and I are one. That's why 400 years ago, John Donne, great poet, he made a beautiful poem, For Whom the Bell Toll. As you know, first line, everybody knows, but that's where they come from. No man is an island. Because he used the metaphor of the a person is like a land or a continent. So he's saying is, because I'm involved in mankind, I'm not only the man. So, whom the bell tolls, but it tolls for you. How beautiful is that? So that is what the human living is, not animal living. So I cannot exist without other people, you. Therefore, survival of the fittest is animal governing principle, not human governing principle. We have been deceived too many years, too many decades. Should we leave mankind principle instead of animal kind principle? Yes, I think so. What is mankind principle versus animal kind principle? It is obvious. Man needs loving. It is only way to overcome separateness. So we need to build loving community, not winning community. And it is not building opponent. We need to build team. And you and I are one. Principle of life number 1 is total independency, total dependence come together. If survival, that is only animal living principle. However, human principle is harmonized, balanced coexistence. So another lesson from misunderstanding number 1 is we are not, survival is the goal. Within the network, within the relationship is human living. Then I will say human has 4 different layers of relationship. I to I is an interpersonal relationship. Then the other one is I to world, I to you, I to God. We have 4 different layers of a relationship. Well then, each layers of a relationship must have most important value. First, I to I say integrity. In this case of integrity is not honesty, but it is a most uniqueness. Nobody else like me. I'm the only one. That uniqueness is most important principle of relationship between I to I. Then what about I to world? I say that is a motherly, because without whole this environment, how am I going to survive? So this whole world, the nature is motherly, not that I can take the advantage of it. The other one is I to you relationship is union. In other words, most biggest fear any human being has is loneliness. Yes. And in order to not to be loneliness, I need to know how to build union with other people. You may can say friends. You may consider a lover. Yes, because we have a different types of relationship with the being. Now then, the other one is I to God, which is the worship is the most important value. Worship come from worth and the suffix of a ship, which means origin of all the meaning. Value come from that. In other words, I become what I worship. That's right. Our value come from what kind of perspective of the God we have that determine who I am. Misunderstanding of number 2 is knowledge is a power by Francis Bacon. But yes, but power has 2 elements. One is volume, one's direction. Everyone cares about having more power. But what use is made out of it is very important because power can be destructive and constructive. What is your purpose to have more power? Because of controlling others or controlling daily problem solving? Here's another quotation from George Fillmore Swain. He is a professor from Harvard and MIT. He wrote the book, How to Study 100 years ago. He said, education is opportunity, nothing more. What a great statement is this. It will not guarantee success, nor happiness, nor contentment, nor riches. Everything depends upon what development is made out of and what use made out of it. It does not mean morality nor usefulness. It may make man more destructive, doing harm in the whole world, because it is educated scoundrel is more dangerous than ignorant one. Then here, question is, how to use the power, the direction made by largely by our personality, personal character, our attitude, rather than our thinking. Question is, do we know how to develop the attitude and character development? My answer is, not really. Do we really know about that, how to develop the personal character? We know too little. It is in our conclusion. What is a misunderstanding of a purpose of the learning? I have now 5. Assign the meaning, the value laden. Number 2 is distinctively individual things. Number 3 is a human resource development. Number 4 is a faculty. It is ability to transformation of the me, myself, as a becoming who I am. Number 5, it is a lifelong process. Learning is not only at the schooling. Here's another beautiful quotation from Parker Palmer. His book, To Know as We Are Known. Knowledge is not just the knowledge. We become what we learn, because the knowledge not only I possess, the knowledge possesses me. Then, what is the purpose of a learning is getting clear now. So here's a total of 5. Number 1, it is obviously I become what I am to be able to fill up my needs. That is a lower level of the needs. We need to fill it up to that first. Then next one is I need to reach out to my next higher potential. That's the number 2. Then number 3 is not to be deceived, finding what is the truth. Oh, that is hard. That is tough, because truth is always hurting us so bad. Then number 4 is becoming myself. I would like to use the Eric Fromm's term, I-ness. The next one is we need to learn how to build the community, obviously, because that's come from principle of life. And number 1, I cannot exist just by me. Without you, I cannot exist. Therefore, how am I going to learn, or how are we going to learn building the community is absolutely important purpose of learning. So, number one, to be able, it is beautifully defined by Abraham Maslow. He studied the hierarchy of a need: physical need, safety need, belonging need, esteem need, is a self-actualization need. Then now, next one is to reach the potential of all the way up to that level, higher level. I would like to use this metaphor of iceberg. We have a physical and the mental and the spiritual aspect. What is all those different functions of the physical and being, or physical and mental and spiritual functions are? Now, not to be deceived, finding truth. This is a spiritual battle. How many lives find a falsehood or vain at the end of their life? Too many to count. Who is the enemy? It's our own self. How many times did I lie to myself? When am I going to stop? When am I going to stop lying to myself? Therefore, I need to learn what is the truth. God and Spirit is the truth. And all human being is a cravers not only love, they crave for transcendence and forever life. Where that at? Number 4, becoming self, is I-ness. That term used by Erich Fromm. However, perspective of learning by Mencius is searching for the own mind. The art of learning is nothing other than this: searching for the mind that wandered away. He even said, alas, people looking for the lost chicken or dog, but they do not know how to look for the lost mind. Yes, great religion and philosopher tells us that we all have ourself, but that is first layer, which is the ego. But if you go deeper inside of the ego, then we will find the true I, myself. In ego level, I and you are separate, but true me, I-ness, you and other and me are all same. Now, next thing is build a community. Do we know how to build a relationship with others? In other words, we do need to know how to love ourselves and others. In this topic, I would like to introduce 4 different books. Number 1 is a dialogue. It is a blood of a relationship from Ruel Howe, The Miracle of Dialogue. Second book is a loving. We need to overcome separateness. Is The Art of Loving by Erich Fromm. Is love is an art? If so, it requires knowledge and effort. That is the first statement of this book. Then, third book is Francis Fukuyama, State Building. In his book, the introduction, I argue that state building is one of the most important issues for the world community because weak or failed states are the sources for many of the world's most serious problems, from poverty to aid to drug and terrorism. How beautiful is that? And he also argued that while we know a lot about state building, however, there is a great deal we don't know, particularly how to transform strong institutions to developing country. How many countries developed in this whole world? How many countries undeveloped? How many peoples they are famine right now? Because it is we do not know how to build a country for our own self. And that is why we misunderstanding fittest, survival. Is that the most important? I don't think so. Human must learn how to build in their own country so they can serve not only for themselves. Now then, fourth book is Why Nations Fail. This is another great book. The most common reason why nations fail today is because they have extractive institution. That's right. How many countries they use only for the person has power, not for the entire human being in their citizen. This is problem. We need to learn how to be human. That is learning's purpose. Here is a final quotation for this video blog, Meaning of Life. It is a contribution. As 2,000 years ago, Rabbi Hillel also said this way, if I'm not for myself, who will be for me? That's right. We all have a right to survive. However, following statement, if I'm not for others, what am I? Am I animal being? Now here's a time binding. And if not now, when? How beautiful is this? Now I covered what is learning, why we are learning. Next one is learning how to learn. So I look forward, bring another video. Thank you for watching.